Shalom, shalom. This is Kapari, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago, with a quick sit down. Just something for exhortation, uh, for the possible or hopeful remnant, especially uh, um, the ruling class, Israel, uh, uh, part of the joint heritage of Yahweh Bashim Shah, being joint heirs, things of the nature. The hopeful, the ones that stand out, come rain, sleet, snow, cold, heat, the whole deal. That, as Elder Malcolm likes to say, hazard their lives. The ones that stand so stiffly in the face of adversity, declaring what the scriptures absolutely say, not sugarcoating it, not trimming aside like lamp for love, like these Kanye West and these Kyrie Irvings and these people that are trying to speak up, but they can only give you partials and things like that because they're still handlers. Like my elder Bar Ross said, you would have never thought that you would have saw people being discussed who are the Israelites in mainstream TV and news and things to this nature. Understanding that these handlers and these elite of Amalek know that they have to put some information out just so that they can be justified in the demonization, because that's the tamu and what it is that says has to happen. They have to put a telltale out there, so when they do the demonization and they do the persecution that has to come down the pipe in the process, the things that's going to need to be said about us, that they're not in their mind found guilty, but Yahweh Bashim Shah is definitely going to hold them guilty. Okay. All these things will be light afflictions because of the rewards and the life and the lifestyles and the not being able to go off against the law, statutes, and commandments, where we changed into that state where we put off this corruption and put on incorruption. We put off this mortal and put on immortality. Okay. And this is just a small clip. It's nothing major. But as you can see, it's a little girl, and I'm going to let it run. Oh, I'm going to let it run through this time and run over one more time so you can see the whole gist of it and whatnot. We don't glory in the fact that this is what's going to happen because it's not in the kingdom right now. But the scripture says that this is going to be something that's going to be happening. But we don't glory on it in this time now because of the fact that we're not in the rulership position as the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that are meant to be or are destined to be the children, according to scripture. 6 and 7 and 11 and 7, I believe, of Exodus and Deuteronomy. I believe those are the scriptures. But let me just let it play, and then I'm going to put some other scriptures to that. This strikes me as probably Northern Kingdom, Issachar, or some of that nature. I'm going to say Northern Kingdom because he could be Issachar, he could be Naphtali, he could be any of those Southern Kingdoms, he could be Ephraim, whatever. So I'm just gonna say Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. You can see standing in these pictures, even though the garb is that of this unrighteous ass, demonic ass nation known as Babylon in the scriptures, America to the world. Let it finish playing out, and the gesture that this little girl gives. You all don't recognize and understand what that is. That's a show of respect. They should bow their heads. Okay. And even though these two guys that's in the frame right now, uh, uh, obviously don't know who they are as far as children of Yahweh Bashem Shai. They know that this is a gesture. Okay. You can see the smile on Southern Kingdom's face as he looks down and realizes what just happened. Okay. And and Northern Kingdom is holding her face as in, okay, I see you, I acknowledge you, okay, that type of thing. This thing, that the brothers that stand so stiffly, as Ezra said, that stood so stiffly in the face of adversity, declaring the name of the Lord and things out here on these streets, starting with the apostles and elders with 30 and 40 plus years in this truth, down to now, and such as myself, 10, other brothers here that can come into the camps and whatnot, endure to the end. There's a reward that goes far and beyond anything that we have been told that we can imagine. Okay? So let me let it finish playing out. I'm going to give you a couple scriptures and whatnot on this. Okay. Let me stop it there and get a couple scriptures. This is Psalm 72. I'm going to start at 4. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy. Who is the needy? The Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. We was told in a curse that we will have to want for all things from our enemy. So we're the bottom of the totem pole. All the world has had a chance to come up and get rich and make a name of themselves and rule over us at some point in time or another. Okay. And right now, the basis of men is Edomite, these Amalekites and whatnot, that you mention anything on the issues on whatever level, especially if you're talking about that anti-Sem scenario, you're getting blazed up. So if they blazing up and twisting people publicly for even saying something like that, that's supposed to be part of their circle. Okay, what do you think is getting ready to happen to the men that absolutely uncut, unfiltered, unwatered down, with no fucking remorse or sidestepping it, come head on with the scriptures themselves and announce the downfall of this kingdom. These are the same men that were back then being persecuted in the Roman civilization because they were speaking of a new kingdom that was came into play and was at hand with Yahweh Shai having walked the earth. The kingdom is at hand. That was over 2,000 years ago when Yahweh Shai walked the earth. How close are we now then? They shall, okay, he shall save the children of the needy and shall break in pieces the oppressor. The oppressor. So when you see these movies and you see these yokes of iron on so-called blacks or Negroes' necks, and you hear them say "massa," they not mispronouncing the word master. They saying the Hebrew word massa, oppressor. They knew who was oppressing them, and they was calling them out by his Hebrew title. You are an oppressor, massa. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and the moon endure throughout all generations. They shall fear thee. The Israelite is going to be feared. Yahweh Shai is absolutely going to be feared. His ruling class, the 144,000, are absolutely going to be feared. Why? Because there's going to be judgment that comes with them. When Samuel showed up to anoint David, that's the will of Yahweh Shai himself. When he came, they asked him, "Do you come basically peaceably?" Because when a prophet normally showed up, he was bringing doom and gloom with him. That's what we're doing here. Why you think I say the things that I do? I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. As a matter of fact, if I forgot this intro, let me put this in right now. I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out in New York, and the elder bishops out of Connecticut, and the apostle that's down in Texas. I want to send double honors because they do go well for the brethren out there in the truth, pushing this word, giving you the breakdown of the prophecies, the good and the bad, declaring war on the planet. I send salutations for the hopeful elect. I hope this is edifying. Okay? I hope this is edifying. For the Aquaf, the pure, and the truth is listening, sincerity, charity, keep doing so. But for the scorn and scoff, reprobate, 2/3 Israelites, you're going to have to die a horrible death on this side and be born into the kingdom. So now back to what I was saying. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and the moon endure throughout all generations. The men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in joint heir and rulership with Yahweh Shai, King David, the apostles, the disciples of Yahweh Shai back in the day who could be here on the planet now, and as they ask Elijah. As they ask John, the one that baptized Yahweh Shai, who the world eagerly called Jesus, was he Elijah? And he said no, because he had no remembrance, but he was Elijah. So these prophets of old are backstabbing in their lots right now, prophesying, telling the world about themselves, telling America the destruction that's coming to her, telling the world and lining up the prophecies and the interactions and showing you where Gog and Magog in Ezekiel the 38th chapter is Russia, and can geographically point out old maps and things to this nature and be able to pull all that out and show you all these things. They back and they standing in their lot doing this. But guess what? They got another persecution that they go probably have to deal with on some level, because the Lord is definitely going to put them to the test. as part of the hopeful elect, especially as a man. Give your mind up. Be ready to give a response. Be manful about it. Be manly about it. Tell it. Don't cut the corner with it when you're brought in. If you're brought in. Okay? He shall come down like rain upon mown grass, as showers that watereth the earth. Okay? In his days shall the righteous flourish. The righteous not flourishing right now. Job 9:24 said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. First Maccabees, it says that when Alexander understood that he was about to die, that he gave his kingdom over to his 4 generals, men, like-minded men that was like him, men of the same lineage. But you can take Alexander's lineage out of the Apocrypha and trace it all the way back to Agag. Okay, and Agag you can trace back all the way to Esau. Okay. So, but that's in his day shall righteousness flourish. It's not flourishing right now. It says wickedness was exceedingly when them 4 generals got the known world as it was, the kingdom of Alexander, who the world called Alexander the Great, but we called him Alexander the Geek, because like I said, he was jacked up. He had all kinds of other tendencies that when we speak against him now, you know, we got hate speech going. We've got we have phobic tendencies. I ain't put the first word of it. We got phobic tendencies or whatever, which we do. We do. But we have to now we have to talk around this algorithm. We got the HOMO phobic tendencies. He shall come down like rain upon mown grass, as showers that water the earth. In his day shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace so long as the moon endureth. The moon is up there as a perpetual. It's never going nowhere. The Lord uses it to govern months. Okay? The same way he uses the sun to govern days, he uses moon to govern months. Okay? A new moon starts a new month. So it isn't on the Gregorian calendar like they says that they think it's a Friday or a Saturday all the time. It moves around. Like right now, this is in the what they will see as a Tuesday morning. Okay, this is a Tuesday morning, and Monday night was the 7th day of the week. Monday is the 7th day of the week this time around, right now, when I am doing this sit down. Okay? So the moon is always going to endure. In his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace so long as the moon endureth. Those issues that's over there now in those towns of Tel Aviv and things of this nature, they don't fit it. Go and read Amos 1:8. Go read what's that? 9:6. What's the book? Zechariah. I think it's Zechariah 9:6 off the top. In his day shall he shall have he shall have dominion also from sea to sea and from the river unto the ends of the earth. This is the rulership of Yahweh Shah, corner to corner, end to end. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. The little girl touched the feet of this man and put it on her forehead. All this, that last part, verse 9, is a show of respect. Guys got all kind of clickbaits with Edomites doing that back in the day. That's not, and we've had people come up to us here in the Chicago camp and do that as well. But as it says, like a Super Bowl run, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. And like I said, even in Esau's kingdom, you win the Super Bowl, but it's choreographed. So them kissing our feet and these types of things don't mean nothing until the kingdom of heaven is in place. Because we're not in rulership now. Got one more. I'm gonna pull up. This is Micah 7. We started 16. The nation shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth. Their ears shall be deaf. They gonna be confused and confounded. Why? Because all the military hardware and all the power that they're gonna have to be able to bring to bear is going to be nothing compared to the might that Yahweh Bashim Shai with his chariots, his angels, and his 144,000, which is what all us, man, in GMS on some level is looking to be. We're hoping to be part of them ground forces. We're hoping to be those ones that are endowed with them superpowers, okay? They get a chance that nothing that this man has formed is going to have any kind of effect upon us. That we're going to be able to be the Kal-Als. You know, that's the so-called Kryptonian name of Superman, Kal-El, which is actually Hebrew for all power. We want to be the Ta symbol of the Hebrew alphabet, which is when you go look up that Ta symbol for that, it's the same thing that they use for the X-Men, an X with a circle around it. These elitists know who we are, and they take our natural born gifts and use them in athletic competition because we do the things that they can't think about. We do the things collectively that if there is one, we have to even question if he is an Edomite, but and this, that, and other, because you got some of these guys like Klingon and all these other kinds of stuff that can dunk backwards and do all this other kind of stuff, but then we have to check his pedigree to see if he's got some Irish or some Italian in him, because we know that we went through there and had sex with those women in such a way that our DNA can be in them boys that look like Edomites, or them men that look like Edomites, but they jumping out the gym and doing all these things as well. Okay. The nation shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth. Their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of earth. They shall be afraid of Yahweh our power and shall fear because of thee. Who is a God like unto thee that pardon iniquity? Who's the iniquity that he's pardoning? He's going to pardon the iniquity of the remnants. Okay? Why? Because, like I said, when you break one rule, you done broke them all. And since we can't even keep the fabric law, this body is subject to sin. The captivity that it's in and the want of all things, like I said in the beginning, make us subject to sin, because this Edomite set it up for us to be to have to deal with sin and be in sin, trying to keep us from our power. and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage. The Moabite wasn't given these law, statutes, and commandments when Moses brought them down. The Ammonite wasn't given. Amalekites definitely wasn't given it. The Hamites definitely wasn't given it. Ishmael wasn't given it. Okay? It was only the Israelites. Okay? So that's the heritage. He retaineth not his anger forever because he delighteth in mercy. The only mercy he's delighting in is the ones that that have been predestined to be this. He will turn again. I mean, he will turn back. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou will cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. The sins of the remnant is going to be cast into the sea of forgetfulness, never to be brought back, never to be put upon them. Okay, and we're going to put on immortality. Put off this mortality, put on immortality, put off corruption, put on incorruption, and never have to live through it and be upset with ourselves again because we don't do the things that we need to do according to the scriptures 100%, because we will be doing it 100%. Just a tidbit to get you to understand what you've gotten yourself into and to hold on. Like it says in Officer and the Gentleman, that snippet. I've got nowhere to go. This war has beat me down and did what it's going to do. And I'm still standing here professing the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the brotherhood, the teachings, and that this Edomite who rules it, his destruction is close at hand. So with that, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, by Shem HaKadosh, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, the elder bishops out of Connecticut, the apostles down in Texas, St. Dubuanas, they do real well. The brothers standing out there on the corner, getting ready to get cold now, getting into another cold season, and we wind up having to go through that or get deep into that. Like I said, hey, we go out there, we do what we do. Some of us look forward to it. I actually kind of look forward to the cold season. To me, that's like I said, I've always said this since the beginning of the truth. I've been in for 10 years or so now. That's when you earn your stripes. That's when you know when somebody for real. Will they stand out there in the cold and deal no matter what? Okay? We're all trying to get that penny. Hold on for that penny. The penny's going to be worth more than anything that Esau could ever put on the table. Declare war on the planet, because that's what we're doing. Hopefully, I hope that's edifying. Aqua, pure and true, that's listening, keep doing so. Scorn and scoff for reprobate, 2/3 Israelites, 17 other nations, a Barber Ball.